I liked how the room quieted. It's like I've always wanted that power to say nothing and people go silent. Actually, think of it, I do have that power. When like at our management meetings, that often happens where people go, God, him again. So, in any event, this is the Publishing Insider Summit. I'm going to give you some guides to the general lay of the land. How many people have been to a MediaPost Summit? Let me say, how many people have not been to a MediaPost Summit before? Of those people, how many people have been to a summit by another company? Wow. Are we converting you, or are you just sort of summit groupies? Well, you know how the summits in general work. I mean, we get away to a great place. There's a half day of great content, followed by afternoon activities. I think some other shows don't care about activities. I mean, we're activity-oriented people. There are great things to do out there. I have to check the agenda to see what we're doing today. I think one thing is the snorkeling at the John Pennekamp. Okay, well, check that. You'll want to sign up for that for tomorrow. Today, what have we got? We got golf, we've got deep sea fishing, great, and the eco-kayaking tour. So those are all great fun, chance to get out into the local environment. It's generally safe out there, so don't worry. And to meet your colleagues here, so that's the most important part. And we also provide, at the end of the content sessions in the morning, we do roundtables on important subjects. Since I'm above all this, what I mean is, since I'm not down in the details, I don't actually know what the roundtables are about, but you'll learn as the day goes forward. And those are great opportunities both to get questions answered, share information, and also get to meet your fellow attendees. And then, of course, evening networking, cocktails, dinner, all of this is designed that you, without any real extraordinary effort on your part, will meet everybody who's here. It's a smallish group, meaning manageable. Some shows we do, and some shows others do, are large and sort of impersonal in a way, or at least helter-skelter in a way that you don't actually sit down and talk to people, or kayak and talk to people. So we design this in order to get you to know one another and to learn more about the publishing business. And that's what we do. I want to make sure to thank our other sponsors. Thanks again to MediaPost for their presentation this morning. We have a presentation this noon from Post Up. We appreciate their support. They're our luncheon sponsor. And I want to mention Epiphany, who's doing the video stream. It's all captured it's live. I'm live right now to a nation of probably millions, God knows. But all of it's captured there and resides there. Actually, it's accessible through our site at the Publishing Insider Summit site. Anytime from now into the future, you can see all the presentations again, and all the keynotes and the panels. And so don't forget to check it out. And we thank you to Epiphany as well. Post Up I've mentioned, and have I missed any, John Whitfield? Convert Media?
Yeah, you're better off just keeping going. You're fine.
Okay.
Media Radar, Epiphany, Convert. Thank you. You're making my kids' education.
Okay, thank you. Media buyers and sellers, maybe not a literal physical place, to meet and talk about their mutual interests in representing clients with their marketing needs. So it's media buyers and sellers from the beginning. And so that's what MediaPost was founded upon. And we actually started publishing a little thing called Media Daily News in the year 2000, which again covered both sides of the equation and tried to give daily news and information about the state of the market and how to do business together. And then, we began something called the Online Publishing Insider in 2005, which has been published continuously to date. It's more about insights, thoughts, commentary, tips, advice, and it publishes every week, sometimes twice a week, and has been doing so since 2005. We had a little conference we called the OMA Publish Conference, which we started in 2008. And in some way, I don't know if we always covered the publishing side of the business in our daily publications from that date forward. But in some way, we got a little bit distracted from actually doing conferences about the publishing side of the edge. It's called the Publishers Daily, which comes out daily. And I hope you are all noting it, seeing it, enjoying it. And that, by the way, we are always looking for guest columnists, people who have an opinion about the industry. And we've got a couple places for them. Publishers Daily does guest columns. We also have the Online Publishing Insider for regular contributions over time. And we're actually starting something called the Supply Side Insider, which is meant to be more about the sort of inventory process in the modern world of programmatic buying and selling. And that will debut within the next month. What have I missed, John Whitfield? Okay. John is he's the guy who reminds me why I'm here and what I'm supposed to do. The main thing I did do, which was egregiously thank the sponsors, but once again, we are thankful because frankly, and we all know this in an industry like ours, you can't do these things without the people, the sponsors and advertisers who support you. So without much further ado, and I failed, our MC and co-programmer, Eric Sass, who's editor of Publishers Daily, I failed to refresh my memory about his bio, but he's been with us right out of graduate school from Columbia? NYU. Well, NYU. It's a good school, too. And but we appreciate his contributions. He's very prolific at MediaPost in many spheres, including social media and mobile marketing and the other things we cover. But these days, primarily focusing his attention on the publishing side of the business, which frankly he's always done. He was the beat reporter in Media Daily News for the publishing side as well. So you probably have heard, seen his name in our pages, if that's the right term. And you'll get to see him here on stage in a minute. He's very well educated. He's got interests outside of even the advertising media marketing industry, which maybe he'll allow you to learn about as the days go on. They're kind of fun and interesting, and I'm not going to say much more about Eric. I'm going to just invite him up to the stage to be our MC for the next 3 days. Eric?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. I don't usually start off talking about myself at these things, but I just had a really interesting last month, so I'll briefly relate it to you. Me and my husband bought a house in Maryland. We moved our household across the country from Northridge. Last month I drove 5,400 miles in the space of 9 days. Part of my task was to drive both of our cars across the country. The first time with 2 friends of mine who were kind enough to come along, and the second time with our 2 dogs. The experiences were actually very similar in many ways. And now my poor husband had to go. While I was driving on one of the things, he was packing up all our stuff in Northridge and getting it loaded onto a semi. The semi is now en route, and it could arrive really any day now. And I was like, okay, I have to go to Key Largo, bye. Good luck with that. Given all that, given how crazy it is, my colleagues were naturally wondering, like, oh, are you going to be able to make it? It sounds like you're doing a lot. But I absolutely wanted to come because this is such a great conference. We have so many great people here, and I really wanted to meet some folks and be part of this discussion. So. And also it gets me out of unpacking. So that's a good thing. It really is a great conference that we have here. We're going to tackle a lot of the biggest issues. We're going to ad blocking, of course, will be mentioned. I'm pretty sure in the near future, with our own Bob Garfield leading the. Well, I don't want to. It's not exclusively. He's not exclusively ours, but I'll call him our own Bob Garfield leading the conversation. Header building, I'd like to find out more about that myself, frankly. Social distribution, how do you maintain ownership when you're using social media to distribute your content? And Yeah, branded content, native. We're going to touch on a lot of really good things. So our first one is I will be speaking to Eamon Storr, the CEO of Guardian North America. So Eamon, if you want to come up, we'll just get down to it.